My brother lied and told everyone I was infertile. His wife found out his secret vasectomy. My husband Tom and I had been married for 2 years and weren't in any rush to have kids. We wanted to travel, save money, buy a house first, normal couple stuff. My brother Keith and his wife Ashley had been married for 5 years, and Ashley was desperate for a baby. She talked about it constantly, had a nursery already decorated, tracked her ovulation like it was her job. Keith always seemed uncomfortable when she brought it up, but would nod along and say they were trying. At every family gathering, Ingrid would corner me and Tom about when we were giving her grandchildren. I'd say we were focusing on our careers right now, and she'd launch into speeches about biological clocks and how she wanted grandbabies while she was young enough to enjoy them. Then suddenly the pressure stopped, like completely stopped. Ingrid started patting my hand sympathetically at dinners. My aunts would whisper when I walked by, and my cousin offered me her therapist's number for dealing with difficult medical news. I had no idea what was happening until my sister-in-law pulled me aside at Easter and said she was so sorry about my infertility issues. I asked what she was talking about. She said Keith had told everyone that I'd confided in him about not being able to have children, and that's why Tom and I were throwing ourselves into work to distract from the pain. I was stunned. I'd never told Keith anything like that because it wasn't true. We'd never even tried for kids yet. When I confronted Keith, he got defensive and said he was just trying to help me. He said the family pressure was clearly getting to me, and he figured if they thought I couldn't have kids, they'd leave me alone. He acted like he'd done me this huge favor. I told him to tell everyone he was wrong immediately. He said he couldn't do that now. It would make him look like a liar. He actually said it would be easier if I just went along with it. Tom was furious when I told him. His parents had apparently been told too, and his mother had been crying about never having grandchildren from us. But then I noticed something weird. All the sympathy and attention I was supposedly getting was actually redirected pretty quickly to Keith and Ashley. Ingrid would say things like, at least Keith and Ashley could still give her grandchildren. They should try harder. Maybe they should see a specialist. All the family focus on babies shifted entirely to them. Ashley ate it up, talking about their plans, showing everyone her ovulation apps, discussing fertility treatments they were considering. Keith would just sit there looking more and more uncomfortable. 6 months into this lie, Ashley announced at Thanksgiving that they were starting IVF after Christmas. Keith went white. Ashley explained they'd been trying so hard with no success, and the doctor said IVF was their best chance. Ingrid offered to help pay. My dad said they'd be wonderful parents. Everyone was so supportive. Keith excused himself to the bathroom and didn't come back for 20 minutes. After dinner, Keith pulled me outside and begged me to say Tom and I were also doing IVF so the attention would split between us. I laughed in his face and said absolutely not. He said I didn't understand the pressure he was under. That's when he broke down and told me the truth. Keith had gotten a vasectomy the year before he married Ashley. He never wanted kids but knew Ashley did, so he figured he'd just blame fertility issues when she didn't get pregnant. When the family started pressuring me about kids, he saw an opportunity to shift focus and make me the infertile one so no one would question why Ashley wasn't pregnant yet. He'd been telling Ashley they should just keep trying naturally while secretly knowing it was impossible. I told him he was disgusting for lying to his wife for 5 years. He said I didn't understand. Ashley would divorce him if she knew. He'd been hoping she'd eventually give up on kids, but instead she was getting more desperate. Now she wanted to do IVF and he'd have to come clean or the doctors would expose him. I said that wasn't my problem. 2 weeks later, Ashley called me sobbing. She'd gone to the fertility specialist alone to get a head start on tests. The doctor found nothing wrong with her and said they'd need to test Keith. Keith had tried to refuse, saying they should just try a few more months naturally first. Ashley got suspicious and went through their insurance records online. She found the vasectomy procedure 6 years ago, a full year before their wedding. Ashley also told everyone the truth at Christmas dinner. She stood up with a glass of wine and said she wanted to thank Keith for 5 years of lying about trying for a baby when he'd been sterile the whole time. She announced that I wasn't infertile, had never been infertile, and Keith had made it up to cover his own lies. She pulled out the insurance documents and passed them around the table. Ingrid read them and started screaming.